Hello, good day to you, me Andy, and of course welcome to Talkin really, Uncut, and this is Sunday. The story today is all about the weather. Oh yes, looking outside, it's cloudy as per normal. Apparently this is going to be the hottest July for many years. I would like to know when we're going to have this heat, because so far all we've had is, well, average. 18 to 20 degrees, rain, and quite cold some days. But obviously with the you know what in the sky, the clouds come over, and of course it goes pretty horrible. You can argue whatever way you like about this, but the whole thing is being pushed. Hands up those of you that think there is a genuine problem with the climate. If you think there is a problem, a genuine problem, then put your hands up now. And if you think that this is a load of old scam, then put your hands up now. Because quite honestly, the whole thing has been proven many, many times that it's not hardly real. It's all about net zero and the UN agenda, which is all about climate change being part of that. In order to stop you from flying, stop you from driving, and control you in various other ways. So we can all see through it. Well, most of us can. And of course, we have to rely on the official bodies to give us the information that we need. And that, of course, is the Met Office, who are public funded. They are funded from the government and various other sources. If you look at this website here, this is the Met Office website. You can see that this is basically telling you what their aims are. So let's have a look at that. So they're responsible for severe weather warnings and also giving advance warning of extreme weather. And of course this is all about them. The most important part of this is the funding. Because somebody said to me, well, where do they get their money from? Well, we do know. It's publicly available. It's funded by the Department for Science on behalf of the government. Currently, the total budget is 133 million per year, but they do have some additional funding from other sources for different projects. Now, you can argue that this whole thing, there are other projects being run to do with finding ways to scam you out of your money, because obviously the media are pushing the whole idea that Europe is now in the red, and very soon the UK will follow with red temperatures, even though temperatures are actually less than they were 20, 30 years ago. And I'm old enough to remember the summer of 1976. And that was a really good summer. I have to say that I was at boarding school, and June, July, August were very, very hot. I remember it quite well because we had sports day, sports weekend outside. So we were outside in the sun, and it was quite hot. And of course then when we went home in August for holiday, we went to the beach on holiday. So we were outside again in the sun. And to be perfectly honest, we all survived. And it was hot, but it wasn't overly hot. I have no idea what temperature it was, but it was very, very nice. Now, obviously this is a major problem for the world and the country at the moment, because the people in power are pushing this agenda. So the agenda obviously is something that we are aware of. The whole climate change thing has been proven by many, many very professional people. Thinking about David Bellamy, who was ostracised and vilified for his very, very truthful opinions. There are many, many other professionals who are saying very similar things, but they are being ignored and vilified. But you can obviously believe what you see, and even the MSM and the media are pushing this, but they're pushing it in the right direction, because the Met Office have admitted that they promoted UK heat records despite knowing that they could only be out by 2 degrees. So they claimed that heat records are so poorly cited around the world that there's an error estimating, stated that they could be out by 2 degrees. But of course this is contained in a reply to a recent FOI request, and it was to a journalist, Paul Homewood. The shocking admission reveals the site is completely unacceptable. Met Office appears hell-bent on catastrophising British weather in the interest of promoting the collective net zero project, which we all know is coming in very slowly. Now, temperature data corrupted, allowing it in WMO class 4, should never be used to make specific observations. Now we can see that this is the isn't warm everywhere in the UK, even though Europe is being quoted as being. And of course we can rely on the good old BBC to tell lies and push it under the climate change heading that the UK is getting hotter and hotter, and you need to be aware because soon we're going to be boiling. Yes, it's going to be boiling. But of course you cannot argue with the data, and the graph here plots the changes from 2 different versions. The cynical might note that in the 80s and 90s they were overestimated, while the last couple of decades it was suddenly underestimated. One effect noted by Homewood, that a 0.07 degree cooling of the summer in 1995 now means that it ties in with 2022. Instead of being hotter in 2018, the summer was adjusted up by 0.13 degrees C. Obviously this is deceptive, and one could say is a lie. So, and we know that they're doing this. We know that they are lying and changing data and fabricating this whole thing in order to push the UN Net Zero 2030 agenda. We have talked about the Net Zero before, but it is worth going over it again at some point. Please be aware that this is all part of the plan. So there we go. Met Office liars, as are everybody to do with this whole scam thing, net zero. And you know, if you look out your window, you'll see the weather is nothing like what they're saying, and it never will be. So that's it from me today. Have a very good day. Catch you later.